I've been expecting you, Bond. The fun video, because, my god, do these turtles like to be held. Welcome to Valhalla Reptiles Ranch, with another fun welcome to our reptiles that we have now journey. We have our lovely one of 3 red-eared sliders. Let me come closer. Getting up close and personal. This is probably the best way to hold a turtle. Make sure you support the top too. They have nice little sharp claws. They will hurt. Oh yeah, look up at that. Up nice, close, personal. Red-eared slider. Wow, surprising where their ears are. If you want them to calm down, you just flip them over. Look at that. Doesn't actually hurt them any to do this. Which, while we're here anyways, look at that underbelly. They have such lovely patterns. Yes, you look so happy. This is Tyr, God of War. But I did just sex them. How you sex a turtle is off their claws, which, don't bite me. Hey, don't bite me. Is based off their claws. Usually they're front claws. You don't want to base it off the back. They're most of the time very, very similar. Tyr's very feisty. And also off their tail. Yeah, I know you don't like this. Please. Please. Pretty please. With sugar on top. May I have your taily so I can show your cloaca? No? Am I gonna have to use someone else? Okay, well, that's okay. But yes, this is a lovely, lovely red-eared slider turtle. Where they live is North America. They live in southeastern region. But you can find them anywhere because of the pet trade. And they actually have technically taken over the pet trade for the most part. So you can find them almost anywhere now. Washington, they're up in rivers there, but their main rivers or like ponds, it's mainly rivers for red-eared sliders, is the Mississippi and the Gulf of Mexico, which that's the ocean. But you know, they get quite big in size. Don't fight me. They can be up to 5 to 11 inches, which you kind of base them off. Hi, buddy. You base them off the size of their actual shell, because once they get to 12, so once they get to 1 foot, that is what you call a full-size turtle, because most turtles get to that size of the carapace. The under part is called a platin. Editing husband, help me. It's right there. Right there, help. Help, I can't pronounce it. Help. Help it. Help it. Anyways, so these guys, you'll be surprised because everyone's like, they live for, oh, sorry. This is called the bridge. The stuff that holds the top and the bottom together is called the bridge. Can you stop trying to eat me? You're not that hungry. You're not that hungry. Anyways, they don't live forever. Surprise, surprise. They can live up to 100. It's a turtle. You take care of it right, turtles can surprise you. But actually, in captivity, these guys only live maybe 45. They can pass that. I know one person, they've had their red-eared slider for 70 years. So, it can surpass, but just like humans, average 45. But in the wild, they live maybe 20 years. These guys kind of, turtles are very much referred to as the snack of the world. So, you know, you very much... Oh, hey, it is you. You poor little thing. Remember when I said there was a little bump on them? This is the one with the bumpies. on their front foot. One of their toes is infected with something. I'll check that out later. But the older these get, the more they lose their red little stripe on the side. I'll grab out another one and we'll see that truly shine in a minute, because when I got told about them, I was told one of them was a yellow-eared slider. So I was like, hey, maybe, let me look. But when I looked at them all, they all looked very similar. Which, the fun part is, I very much like helping them shed. So I'll kind of like help pick it off. Yes, not the greatest thing if you actually look into it. You definitely don't want to pull on that. These guys just had extra really stuck shed. So I just kind of, they fill this. All nerve endings are in. This is their rib cage and their spine. They can feel this all on their belly. It's like I'm giving him I'm giving her a nice little belly rub. Look at that belly rub. Rawr. So feisty. Look at that feist. Rawr. She has also very pretty green eyes. I'm hoping very soon to get these peeps up and running for some breeding, because I know that this is the female, but I think the other two are males. And they, I think, fight over her occasionally. And I'm probably gonna let him or her stay in here. I'm gonna gotta let them bask. That's, ooh, is one of your scoots shedding? Yes, it is. I don't want to pull it up, but they shed. Just like humans. It's like as if dandruff. But yeah, no, I gotta let them bask, because that's how, this is like their bones. If they don't get UV light from the sun, they become wobbly, or can start concaving into themselves. Or they just don't shed properly if they don't get enough light, enough protein, enough calcium. So these guys can live off the meanest conditions. So as pets, you can keep them in terrible conditions for years and not know that's terrible conditions, because they just go, hey, I can live with this. So these guys are very resilient, but not in a good way. Very hard to keep care of, but hey, all turtles are. Very expensive, but darn are they the sweetest things when you get them used to you. You want to see a new one? You want to see a new one? Okay. Should I leave her in here? Okay. Be free, my sweet. Okay. Who should I grab out next? Holler, my friends, holler. Big or medium? Here's the second one. This is mainly for me to dry off my hands. Turtles are the main source of salmonella. So these are very fun to mess with sometimes. Okay. I'm gonna judge. Hey, no, let me see your claws. Let me see. Don't bite me, please. Well, you got some pretty nice, decent long claws. That was male, right? Yep, okay. So, we're already looking at a male here. This guy is already much longer than our last one. Also, usually the males are darker than the females, so you can already see that. Very dark carapace. Very shiny because of the water. Underneath, look at that light belly. Very sweet boy right here. Much heavier. Yeah, no, you can even tell the difference with those claws. So much longer. And also a lot less feisty. Look at that little face. So much less feisty. Look at him. He's a pretty good boy. We said this one is Fafnir, right? All points. Just like I said with the last one, the older they get, or the bigger they get, the more they lose that red-eared. Come on, Get your face out. I want to show off. You can kind of see the red still, but it is not as prominent as it was with her. Very fun. Very demure. Okay, let's see if I can get your tail out better. Look at that. That is the cloaca, where that little circle is. Sorry, YouTube. And it's a super short tail. Very little living space. I can't say that. I failed. Girl, Tear, you were loud. Anyways, another fun fact about these guys, because they are freshwater turtles, usually they pee a lot. They pee a ton. So like whenever you hold them, usually you get peed on. Of my knowledge, I don't know if I got peed on. I have so much of their water tank on me, I don't know half the time. So this is now I know our boy turtle. He's a pretty sweet guy. I like petting their face when they allow me. Oh, you don't like, I thought you liked your back scratched. Do you like your belly scratched? They all have different personalities. I think he is the one who doesn't like front scratchies. Yeah, he's not a big fan of back scratchies. He's probably the easiest to do this with. But then I realized, no, that doesn't work. So then you gotta go like this. Hiya! And hopefully he'll just start swimming in the air because he can't hit me. Swim, swim, swim. Swim, swim, swim. Now, tank care. Let's get into that now. Now that I've gone here. Oh, you can hit me like that. For just one red-eared slider. Fine, I'll put you down, sillies. For just one of these guys, you need a 75-gallon tank. Well, not tank. Terrarium. Well, no. Tank. My apologies. There's different terms. You do not want doors. You do not want a wire top. Oh, you're just making sure he doesn't go anywhere crazy. I'll pen him off in a minute. You need man, this is so hard to think of it. I have 3, so the gallon tank I have is 120. Technically, 75 times 3, it would need to be 225. But aquariums are very unique in that stuff. So, got 120. They're also breeding turtles. If you get them a little closer, usually it's okay. You need a basking area for them because they need to bask. They need to completely dehydrate. They just need to dry out and completely get under the sun, heating lamp, heat up for a while, and then they can go back into the water. They can last out of water for at least 2 days. They can go longer. They prefer just staying in the water, but very fun, very interesting. Food-wise, that I feed them. I fed them, they can't really eat raw chicken, but you can give them cooked chicken, cooked turkey. Don't really go beef, a little too much, it's too red.
Too much fat.
Too much fat, that's what I meant. I just lost thoughts. But they're mainly veggie eaters. These guys were fed pellets because most turtles, their food given at pet stores are pellets. Best way to go because that's where they can get their calcium, all their minerals and all that, and you don't have to try your best to find all the plants or like kales. You know, you don't have to have this big salad that has everything in it. You can give them a pellet and you know that they got everything they need out of the pellet. Which most turtles love that because, hey, food is food. But they are the nicest turtles. We're missing one. I'll grab them in a second. With our turtles, I'm hoping for a really fun white sand, some black sand in the mix. I have 2 heaters in there. Filter. That's what I forgot. You need a filter. Turtles are messy. They destroy everything they see in sight because they are chunky big boys and girls that just want to lay on stuff and make it theirs. So they can destroy whatever they see. You can put plants in there, like aquatic, like sea life in there. Does not work. Usually people put fish in the tanks because sometimes you just need more help with how messy these guys get. Like their tank now, I need to clean it out again. It's been a month, so I was told, you only need to clean it every 3 months. It all depends on what you feed them. What I feed them a bunch of berries. I give them kale, spinach, mango occasionally, banana. That's also on occasion. You don't want to give them too much banana. A certain minerals in it that is very bad in high quantities. I think it's a mineral. Ooh, sorry. Sorry, my freak self that's in the future. I'll remember because I'll be looking up something. I'm like, how did I not know that? Anyways, we talked about tank handability. Again, it's like anything. Does a dog want to be held 24/7? No. So that's kind of the thing. You gotta train them into wanting to be held and all that fun jazz. Shall I go grab the last one? Medium boy. Oh, time to breed you. Stick out your pies. Ooh, you're looking like a male too. Honestly, based on size, I'm not surprised. The one that we couldn't make a name for, we named a guy. Man, we can almost change that now that we know she's a girl. And these 2 are boys. Find a better name for her, because I just gotta think of something that works. It could be Sif. Hey, can you come out so I can show off your face? I know, you're my cranky boy, too. You're so cranky. You're so cranky. Cranky boy. And just like the others, it's not going to change much. Dark color. Look at how dark that is. And then he's completely dark on this side. He doesn't even have a pattern for the most part. His bridge's pretty dark as well. Look at those long claws. Don't bite me. Oh, your tail's much longer. Give me your tail. Not much longer. Just a little bit longer than theirs. From the cloaca. But yeah, no, not much has changed here. He's spiky. This boy's a little spiky too. If you take out your face just a little bit more, I can show off that you're also a red-eared slider. Just a lot, also very hidden because you're young enough, or you're old enough to where it starts. Oh no, there you go. Look, perfect betweens of all of them. She vibrant red, almost completely gone of the red, but you can still see the hints. And this boy is just slowly starting to lose that coloration. But yeah, no, with our turtle tank, I'm again hoping for some nice sand on the bottom, which means once that happens, we'll have some eggs laid because obviously they don't like laying eggs on nothing. So when that happens, I'll get that. I'm hoping to put some guppies in there. They can eat guppies. Delicious. Guppies breed fast. Rad, don't do it. So if they eat them, hip hip hooray, they get extra nom noms. But if they don't, there's just going to be a ton in there. It'll help on the cleanup of the tank as well, which you want as much help as you can get. I'm going to probably put some shrimp in there as well. You need to put hides in there. I'm going to put some cool rocks, big rocks, because that's why you can't do like really cool colored, like, you know, the fish pebbles. Did you start yet? I've been expecting you, Bond. Anyways, so yeah, no, expecting that it's gonna be like a fish tank, turtle tank, and we're gonna make a very big basking spot on top of their tank for them. I'm very excited for that project. It's gonna be the hardest one because lots are just us having to make it and hoping it goes right first time. We'll see how that goes. And then air's tank is probably the second hardest because honestly, the next things I need are plants, more dirt, and isopods and springtails. I really want to have a video on some isopods and springtails. They're the most fun insect creatures. One's not even a mite. It'll be very fun and interesting to have some talks on those. But we talked about food, their age. They can get pretty long. Age, length, food. You can tell when they're obese when you literally can see the flubbers at the sides. That's how you tell if they're obese or not. Fenrir's trying to get out of his chains. Shut up, Fenrir. Bark, bark, bark. What else with turtles? Honestly, that is all I can really 100% guarantee off the top of my head knowledge. Anything else, editing husband?
We haven't talked about this before with any of the animals yet. But usually, when it comes to reproduction, mammals have longer gestation periods and it takes longer for them to sexually mature. And they favor quality over quantity.
Yes.
How does that correlate in reptiles?
No.
Do they do the opposite generally, or does it vary?
It varies because for snakes, because they're cold-blooded, they can't just do what mammals do and recreate at any period. They are, I hate saying like bears, but they're like bears. They hibernate during the winter. They eat as much as they can during fall because they, sorry, they, some breed during the fall, some breed during the spring. They lay their eggs during the spring. I'm gonna say snakes mainly at this very second. They will lay their eggs during the spring, and then about 3 months later, they will drop the eggs. Some snake species protect, some just leave. Because most snake moms are more like, here's lots of food, best place to lay down eggs. Oh man, like hognoses, they will breed in March or May, and then they will lay or they will hatch during June, July. In some species, like you said, quantity over quality, they'll double clutch, which just means the girls will double up on eggs. So they'll double up on, some can go up, I think we talked about it in snakes, 5 to over 30 eggs first clutch, and then second clutch 10 more. Most snakes don't do that. They just clutch once, hope and pray that 8 is enough. For turtles, they lay, red-eared sliders, I'm not sure off the top of my head. Sulcatas, though, they lay up to 40 eggs. They hold them in themselves for, if I remember right, I think it's 4 months. Most reptiles only hold their eggs inside them for 4 months until they get the size of that, roughly, depending on the breed or the size, and then drop them off, and that's when it takes an extra 4 months to hatch. Lizards, you name it, I could probably say yes on how long it takes. But most breeding cycles are very short for reptiles because their eggs need to hatch during the warmer season. Because that would kind of suck if an egg hatched during the middle of winter and they can't move because they can't get warm up. They can't warm up and find food quick enough, because also most mammals try to stay warm during the winter themselves. Man, everyone's active right now. So yes, very different. It's very much quantity over quality because they don't need to hold them inside themselves. So they just hope and pray that the eggs last. Fenrir, you will live. And then Air really wants out now that she sees that everyone else is out. That's the lizard. Did you add a different also add-on question to that? Frogs, very much just fucking quantity. They lay over 100 eggs, depending on the frog. I think it's 52. I think one frog can like 1,000. So they just go all out because they need more of themselves. Turtles, I like saying sea turtles more. They also try to lay as many eggs as possible because turtles are known as like the main snack of everything in the wild. I forgot what they're like. They have like a funny nickname to herpetologists, like the yummy snacks of the world, because you name like a mammal or anything that's bigger than a baby turtle, it'll eat it. Even other turtles will eat turtle babies. You got nothing to eat, you gotta eat something. But that was the main breeding stuff. But yeah, no. We'll probably be breeding turtles. Didn't know that. I thought they were all males. Which I thought that was weird because most males like fighting each other. So I was wondering why 3 males were getting along really well. Just because there was a female in the mix. I will let you down, buddy. You're probably my nicest one. You didn't even kick me once. But if they have dents and all that, that's okay. Turtles have dents. It's like if I hit your knee and you're like, ow, that hurt. Ow, that hurt. It's part of their body. Usually they'll just grow out the bumps. Same as, like certain things on snakes, they'll just grow out of it, except kinks, because if you mess up your spine, that's never going back. Did I miss something for your breeding question?
No.
I think that's the main stuff for turtles then. We talked about breeding. We talked about tanks. My god, if you're gonna have a turtle, look into it. Look, like, if you don't, like, think of everything that you could think of. Oh no, what if I die? Think of something. Like, it is, you will not believe how many questions you can ask about one thing. Because, like a dog, you go, cool, all you need to do is feed it, water it, and walk it once a month. Woohoo! I know, it's terrible. Don't walk your dog once a month. Maybe once a week if you have terrible knees, but once a day. Turtles, it's the same thing. Reptiles, they are not easy. If you go, man, I want a snake because they're easy. They're not easy. They are just, depending on the snake you get, they are just hardy. They can take a punch and still last. So you just want to make sure you do lots of research and that you don't freak out when they accidentally go into hibernation. I put my snake into hibernation. I scared myself because he didn't eat for 4 months, and I was like, uh-oh, what did I do? And then I figured out, God, I think it was after he got out of hibernation. I was like, oh, I just accidentally hibernated my snake. Got it. Because usually when they're cold, they don't eat. Makes sense. Same as that's what turtles do. That's what frogs do. When they get cold, they don't want to eat a lot. Same as humidity. If their humidity goes down too much, you're practically putting them in a hibernative state. Am I talking too much?
No.
Whee!
Reptile or what does cold-blooded mean?
What's cold-blooded mean?
Yeah, we haven't talked about that
Oh,
before.
no, we haven't. Cold-blooded means that we ourselves constantly can make ourselves heat up by moving our blood around. Correct? Am I kind of in the right zone with that? Where mammals, by pumping their blood and being big things, we create our own body heat.
By being big things and burning energy, we create our own body heat.
Yeah.
Homeostasis.
Fun fact, leatherback sea turtles? They're still cold-blooded, but because of how big they are, they can proactively not be cold-blooded. So you can see them all the way up in not Iceland.
The Arctic?
Not the Arctic, because
Okay.
obviously that's cold. No, above Europe. Is that
Norway?
Norway, thank you. They go to Norway beaches. Okay, I'm grabbing that in a minute. Sorry, I'm trying to proactively think of how to trap them inside their homes. But cold-blooded. They themselves, they're tiny. They have tinier veins than us, if I remember as well. So they can't just pump their blood to keep them moving, and they don't move lots. Counteracting the lizard that's right there. They're the opposite of us. That's how I answer.
They rely on their environment to warm them.
Yeah.
Instead of wasting energy.
They do that because also trying to hunt for food is very difficult.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a water species.
Generally, they also have very low metabolism compared to mammals.
That's why turtles can live so long, or most turtle species. That's you can make your pet earded slider live for 70 years because they don't need to metabolize as much. That's why snakes don't eat every day. They eat every 2 weeks. Or for some snakes, they can go over 4 months without eating constantly. So like big anacondas, they don't need to eat a lot. If they get a big enough prey, they can eat and not move for 3 days, and they're good. Some turtles, it's tortoises, they bury themselves in the ground. Once they know, okay, I can't do this no more, under the ground I go. They bury themselves like 6 feet underground. Yeah, that's crazy. There's a certain frog species, it's the woodland frog. They literally freeze. Not to death. They freeze completely, so then they can completely stop. Their heart stops beating. They stop metabolizing completely. So right as they defrost, they start peeing themselves so they can defrost that area faster. So then they can hop quicker, depending on what their situation is. But they're just cold-blooded because of environment, like you said. Thanks for that. It helped. Brea is like crazy over here. But now that I actually completely gendered my turtles this time, we'll probably change Tyr's name to maybe match more of a girl's name, especially if they're gonna be breeding. I don't think we want to say Tyr just laid eggs. That'd be kind of weird. So we may find a new name for Tyr, depending on what we find, for Norse mythology wise. I usually try to steal a film husband and editing husband's job, but honestly, these are the hardest names in this whole room for me. Because it's Fafnir, Nidhogg, and Tyr. Hardest things for me to remember, so I completely space it. When I first got them, I wanted to name one Oogway, and then I remembered that Oogway's a tortoise, and I was gonna cry to myself if I named one Oogway. So just know that we will have one break in the system. I want Oogway. Watch it out there. Cold-blooded. We talked about that. We talked about breeding this episode. Look at us. We've hit all the marks. Chink, chink, chink. Don't play Flappy Bird. Damn it. I'm watching you. Yes, I created the stupid extras persona. I can't wait until we actually have sponsors. I saw that. I saw you, weird husbands, next to a car that we don't own. Anyways. Okay, I think we named it all. They have, they may have claws, but they also don't have hands like us. They have little clippers. Ta-da. That is it. Bye. Bye, tree. Bye. That scared me. Patreon, Instagram, someday Snapchat, someday Facebook, until they realize that they love us. And ask me questions. I want more questions. I'm watching you, Haley. Give me a funny question or something. Ask me what my favorite color is. Do more than one question. Make your siblings watch. Chris, Tyler. Fucking. Oh, I can't do that. Can I ask them questions? Chris and Tyler? Oh. Fucking Chris and Tyler. Tyler, get on your phone. Open YouTube. Open YouTube. Text, comment something. Turtle! Dang it. Tell me I need to be loud. I'm watching you. Who else watches these videos? Daniela, watch the first one, darn you. Peace. Did I say Patreon? I don't